It all started one night, deep in the cold, sterile bowels of a high-security containment facility. A silent observation chamber stirred. It was the kind of place hidden from the world, controlled by a shadowy organization known as the SCP Foundation. Their mission was simple though unnerving: protect humanity from things it could never hope to understand. Most of what they locked away were horrors, world-ending monsters, cursed objects, and reality-warping artifacts. But this time, what they had locked behind reinforced glass was a simple cardboard box. At first glance, it was laughably unremarkable, a small shoebox, with the words "Here be dragons" hastily scrawled on the lid in black marker. It looked no different from a child's discarded art project, forgotten and ignored. But those who worked for the Foundation knew better. They had seen what the box could do. One night, as the chamber's lights flickered, the box creaked open on its own. From its depths, black smoke poured forth, thick and unnatural. And then, like something out of a dream, tiny paper dragons began to flutter into the air, delicate origami-like creatures. But they weren't just paper, they were alive. They soared through the room with grace and intelligence, their paper wings beating as if they were real, aware of their surroundings, playing with each other and anything nearby before disappearing back into the box, as though they'd never existed. The scientists didn't understand it. The box, though empty on the inside, could somehow summon these creatures as if from another world. They came and went, dancing between the two realities. For a while, the Foundation simply watched, wondering where the dragons came from, and more importantly, why. Then, one morning, a letter appeared. It rested innocently atop the box, written in old-fashioned ink, the words strangely intimate.
You have found us. Thank you. It has been so long since we last saw each other. Friends, the peace has been upheld. The giants and behemoths have kept their word and caused no trouble since you last came and gave the order. How has your family been? Do you still know how to work your room? You are welcome to visit anytime.
The Foundation had no explanation. The words hinted at something far beyond their understanding. A forgotten world of dragons, giants, and a peace brokered long ago by someone. But who? The letter raised more questions than it answered. The dragons, it seemed, were waiting for someone who had once created or discovered their world. And then came another letter, weeks later. This time, the words carried a growing sense of unease.
It's strange to see how much your world has changed. It is even stranger to see how we now appear in this place. In fantasy, we are much bigger. Or maybe you've grown taller. We hope you can visit us like you used to. Though our room is as grand as ever, it appears yours has shrunk. Please, restore the belief.
Something had changed. The dragons, though small and harmless here, hinted at a much larger existence in their own world. But now, their ability to cross the boundary between realms seemed weakened. They couldn't understand why, and neither could the Foundation. As time passed, the messages became more desperate. The dragons that emerged from the box came in fewer numbers, their once fluttering wings now weak and sluggish. One letter arrived with only a handful of dragons, walking feebly across the floor. The letter read,
Friends, we apologize for our few numbers. The others are growing impatient. We are trying to keep the peace, but for all of our happiness, please repair the room quickly.
The Foundation remained powerless to help. They couldn't identify the family the dragons spoke of, nor could they restore the belief, whatever that meant. All they could do was observe, helplessly, as the world within the box slowly unraveled. And then came the night when the dragons arrived with something darker. Three crumpled balls of yellow construction paper, shaking violently on the floor before falling still. The dragons scooped them up in silence and returned to the box. The letter that came with them was short and ominous.
The giants were foolish. Your room was not ready to accept them yet. Time is growing short for our happiness.
The messages spoke of conflict now. A war, perhaps, raging in their world. The box, once a link to a land of imagination and wonder, had become a doorway to something much darker. Not long after, only 5 dragons emerged. They were tired, and tattered, their wings torn. They carried a final letter, filled with sorrow as it read,
"Tensions are rising. Fantasy is becoming darker. We are trying to hold them back, but the giants and elves wish to strike and make an entrance. They say your family has grown ignorant. We hope this is untrue. It would sadden us to know you have forgotten."
Then, one night, a single red dragon emerged from the box. Its body crumpled and broken. It collapsed to the floor, and as it unfolded into a sheet of paper, it carried a final message.
War. Goodbye, friends.
For weeks after, the box became a vessel of destruction. Flames erupted from its depths, roaring higher than a man. Shreds of paper, lifeless dragon bodies, and what appeared to be flesh spewed forth. The researchers watched in stunned silence as the fantasy within the box devoured itself. Then, after 7 long months of silence, another letter arrived. This time without a dragon to deliver it. It lay in the box, its words smudged with blood as it read.
Are you still out there, friends? Fantasy is no longer safe. Our haven, your beautiful creation, is gone. The giants are dead. The centaurs are dead. The birds have fled. We are going to bury your room. This is our goodbye.
After that, the box began to decay. The once magical cardboard crumbled, leaving nothing but ash. The last message, delivered on a papyrus scroll, was a painting of a distant mountain with a single dragon flying toward the horizon. In the corner, in small black ink, was the final plea.
Master says that we won't see you again. We are sad. So are the remaining others. We once filled each other's heads with dreams and goals. It is so sad that we cannot share them any longer. Master says we have to go. He says that he will make us a new fantasy. He says you cannot be a part of it. We are sad. We love you. We will not forget you. We are scared. Will you forget us?
As soon as the scroll was removed from the box, salt water began to leak from the charred cardboard. It seemed to wash away the burns to cleanse all the scars of war. Within 3 minutes, the entire thing had been restored to its original state, no bigger than a shoebox, text written in Sharpie on the lid. Only now the words "Here be dragons" had been replaced with the words "Here were dragons."